What's going on, guys? It's Greg from East Coast Ties, and today we're going to talk about the one-string mesh pocket. So this was an idea that I saw floating around on Instagram. Some of the guys here in the office have done it. I know my buddy Cam Crowley's done it a bunch of times, and I was curious. I had never strung one, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I don't know who originated it or invented it, but if you guys do, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know who did it first. But everyone knows about the one-string traditional, and that's how they were pretty much always done. You start at one corner and weave one like 18-foot long string all the way up and down and through. So I thought the concept of a one-string mesh pocket would be really cool. And so basically what that means is you have one string that goes from the middle and all the way around the head, and so there's only one tie-off point. So first question is, why would you want to string a one-string mesh pocket? The pros, it is less strings, so it will cost you less money. You know, it was only one goalie string. It's much less expensive than a whole kit of sidewall strings. And other than that, there's not a lot of performance pros. It doesn't really do anything different for you performance-wise, but it does look cool. I like the fact that there's no extra strings out here on the corner or on these corners. It just looks really clean, and there's nothing sticking outside the frame of the head, which was actually one of the things that I really liked about the Warp, coincidentally, was that it had no strings all over the place and had a really clean, futuristic, modern look. And you kind of get the same thing, no strings on the outside, just the frame of the head. I have no shooting strings in this, obviously, so you would have a couple strings if you had shooting strings, but it does look pretty cool. And that's pretty much the main reason you want to do it, is to try something different and have a very cool, futuristic, clean-looking stick. But as far as, you know, cons, there aren't really any. It's not going to do anything negative to your performance. The only issue you'd run into is if for some reason you'd have to adjust your top string, because then you'd have to undo your whole sidewall. But I've never once had to adjust a top string in my entire life, so I don't think that would be a problem for most of you guys. Adjusting the sidewall is just as easy because the strings are still split down here, and you can come all the way up and adjust them just like you normally would. So how you string this is actually pretty simple. I thought about making a tutorial, but it's so simple that you guys really probably don't need one at this point. And basically the trick is I used a single 66-inch goalie hero string, so twice the length of a regular string, and this was just a little bit too short. So if you guys have a spool, it'd be a good idea to cut off maybe 75 to 80 inches. So to save a little bit of string, I only did single loops. I did some doubles where I normally would have done singles, and that meant less knots going down the side. And I also did a really tight bottom string. So if you wanted to do something like SIs on every mesh hole, a more elaborate bottom string, or more wraps, you're going to want a string that's more like 75 to 80 inches, but I thought it'd be cool to do it with just the one single hero string. So it's a standard 90 top. You just start in the middle, so as opposed to stringing from one side to the other, you start with the string totally even length in the middle, do your 2 center knots, and then work your way from the outside there down around the corners and then all the way around the sidewall. So the key is just to make sure that once you're done with these 2 center knots, your string lengths are still even. If they're not, you can just shift some from one side to the other. And then once you do the top string to the sides, you do a loop like you normally would, and then just wrap right into the next sidewall hole, do another loop to lock in that tension there, and that's it. You just string straight down the side. Same thing when you get here down to the bottom, do a loop to lock in that tension, and then straight to the bottom string. So it's pretty straightforward. So I'd recommend you guys give this a try next time you're stringing up a stick. If you got a spool, cut off a length a little bit longer than 70 inches, and you should be ready to roll. So make sure you guys post pictures on Instagram if you guys do it. Let us know what you think down in the comments. If you ever tried it, how you liked it, how you didn't. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't. Have a great day.